Bom dia, and welcome to Move to Portugal Daily, Episode 1, 2026-0508. I'm Mateus Costa with the Portuguese Pride Network. In the next 10 minutes, I'll give you exactly what you need on the Euro Smart Money move, NIF, Portuguese bank accounts, and FX tricks for new residents. Let's run the numbers. Picture this. You land in Lisbon with 50,000 euros in the bank. You need that money for rent, deposit, and the first months of living. But the way you move it matters. Use the wrong route, and a typical bank markup can cost you about 750 euros on that 50k transfer. Use a specialist, and you can pay around 100. That's roughly 650 euros back in your pocket on day one. Today, I'll give you 3 concrete moves to make in week 1 to keep that money working for you. Here's the roadmap. First, how to get your NIF and open the right Portuguese account. Second, 3 banking setups depending on your goal and region: Lisbon, Porto, Algarve. Third, the FX and transfer strategies with exact euro examples for 50,000 euros and 250,000 euros. By the end, you'll have a 3-step checklist and 3 common mistakes to avoid. Point 1. NIF and opening an account. The NIF is the Portuguese fiscal number you need for contracts, utilities, and most bank accounts. You can get it yourself at a local Loja do Cidadão or Finanças office if you're in country. Bring a passport and an address, typically free. If you're not in Portugal, a local certified service can get it for you for around 20 to 60 euros. Non-EU applicants who won't be present may need a fiscal representative. Expect 100 to 250 euros per year for that service. Which banks are easiest? For a first physical account in Lisbon, Porto, or the Algarve, try Millennium BCP and Caixa Geral de Depósitos. Both have wide branch networks and a clear path for residency paperwork. If you want fast, simple online opening on arrival, Activo Bank is very straightforward, with low initial deposits, often 0 to 100 euros. Expect initial deposit requirements across banks in the range of 0 to 500 euros, depending on the product and whether you open in-branch or online. Point 2. Banking setups by goal. I'll give you 3 common setups and why each matters. Setup A. The local full-service account. This is for residents who need in-person help for rents, tax office registrations, and social security links. Best for D7 applicants and people signing leases in Lisbon, Porto, or the Algarve. Monthly fees are often 0 to 10 euros for basic current accounts. Use Millennium BCP or CGD if you want brick-and-mortar support and an English-speaking rep in larger branches.
Setup B, the Challenger plus local IBAN. This is the low-cost, agile option. Think Revolut, N26, or Wise with a Portuguese or EU IBAN. Minimal monthly fees, better FX pricing for everyday spending, and fast card control from your phone. Good for digital nomads or those who want to avoid branch visits.
Setup C, the dual setup for investors and NHR planning. Keep a local Portuguese account for residency and payments and a separate international broker or bank account for large FX moves and investment reporting. Annual fiscal services or a tax contact to manage ICSI or NHR flags typically cost 100 to 300 euros. This avoids mixing investment transfers with day-to-day resident accounts and simplifies reporting.
Point 3. FX and transfer strategies with the numbers that matter. Most high street banks apply a markup around 1.5% to transfers and conversion. Specialist brokers and services like Wise often sit around 0.15 to 0.3%, depending on size and routing. Let's compare.
Example 1. Sending 50,000 euros. At a 1.5% effective markup, your cost is approximately 750 euros. Using a specialist at 0.2% is roughly 100. You keep about 650 euros. Example 2. Sending 250,000 euros. Bank markup 1.5% costs about 3,750 euros, while a broker at 0.2% costs about 500 euros, a saving of roughly 3,250 euros. Those aren't small numbers if you're buying property or proving funds for a D7 application.
Practical choices. Wise for transparency and low rates on mid-size moves. Specialist FX brokers for larger transfers where you can negotiate price and use limit or forward orders.
If you expect to move funds for a property purchase, a forward contract or limit order can protect you from adverse swings when you need the cash for a deposit.
Now, the 3-step checklist to execute this week. 1. Get your NIF. Book a local appointment or use a certified service for 20 to 60 euros. 2. Open a local account with Activo Bank or CGD for residency tasks, and a challenger account like Wise or Revolut for FX efficiency. 3. Register with a specialist broker or Wise Business for your first large transfer and compare live quotes before you move funds.
3 common mistakes to avoid. 1. Using your home bank for large euro transfers without checking their FX markup. 2. Leaving accounts unregistered or missing the fiscal representative step if required, which can lead to frozen transfers. 3. Skipping professional fiscal advice when you move large sums that could trigger ICFI or NHR reporting rules. For those complex tax questions, consult a Portuguese tax lawyer or licensed fiscal representative. The general steps I give are practical, not a substitute for tailored legal advice.
Listener question. Can I open an account remotely? Short answer, sometimes. Many challengers and neobanks let you open remotely with a passport and proof of address. Revolut, Wise, N26. Traditional Portuguese banks often require an in-branch visit or power of attorney for non-residents. My tip? If you can travel for a short trip, open the local full-service account in person to avoid paperwork headaches. Then use a challenger remotely for your FX transfers.
A practical saving tip for your first 50K transfer. Request live quotes from 2 or 3 providers at the same time, your bank, Wise, and a specialist broker, and compare the all-in cost, including transfer fees. For that first big transfer, split it into 2 transactions only if it lowers fees or reduces FX risk, and consider a limit order if you can wait for a better rate. Download the free 3-step money move checklist and the FX comparison sheet at PortuguesePride.net/moneymove. It has the exact questions to ask banks, a sample email for brokers, and a small calculator so you can see your expected savings. Send me a question at that page, and I may answer it on a future mailbag episode. Quick recap. 1. Secure your NIF early. It's the key to everything. 2. Choose the right account setup. Local full service for residency, challenger for low-cost FX, or both for investors. 3. Use specialist FX providers for big moves. You can save hundreds on 50K and thousands on 250K. That's your move today. That's your move for today. If this helped, hit subscribe on YouTube and follow on your favorite podcast app. For more information, visit nomadlifesuccess.com. This is Mateos Costa. Saúde, and I'll see you tomorrow.